Hello, welcome to another Space Marine 2 post-commentary video. And in this video, as discussed in a previous video, I just earned enough for the heroic version of the Omnissiah Axe. So while I'm playing my Tech Marine, I'll be able to use nothing but heroic weapons, which should help me do more damage while I'm playing and without his talents being unlocked, or any of his prestige talents. So with these weapons, there's really no excuse not to perform at a good enough level for hard mode, because a lot of your damage comes from these weapons and the perks that go along with them. Now, the Omnissiah Axe still needs to be leveled up to unlock some of the built-in talents. As far as like Tech Marine perks, I have the full tree unlocked after this mission here, so yeah, I'm just cycling through the weapons to see if there was any other heroic weapons that might be of interest for him. So yeah, going straight into the weekly stratagem meeting for the 150 points. It's reliquary with Tyranids, and it seems like the map had a lot of like more spawns than usual, and that's because of the Imperial Slaughter. But I've also noticed in other matches that there seems to be more majors coming out as well. So just if you're playing the game, you might notice that. So that's where I'm at with the Tech Marine, and he's performing great. I like him. I don't think he's my favorite class overall, though. Might just get him to his prestige ranks, and then just keep playing Bulwark or Assault or something like that. But jumping into my minis update, I didn't get as much done as I wanted to. Life gets in the way sometimes. But I have got the Leadbelcher down and the Corn Red on the weapons. So he is probably one more painting session away. The armor is fully edge highlighted with Warpstone Glow. And then only after I put them together will I look to see where I want to place Moot Green. But I do have the Leadbelcher down, the Corn Red on the Chainsword, as well as the canister and his Boltstorm Gauntlet. So I'm following the scheme of the Combat Patrol Codex, or I'm sorry, I'm following the scheme found in the Supplemental Codex for the Combat Patrol section. And as you can see here, there's different colors being used from what you can find on a quick Google search. For instance, if you're looking at the cloak, instead of having like a deep purple color, it's more like Mephiston red. And same thing for his chainsword. Now, some of the art that I've seen had a gold, what is it, like a handguard for his chainsword. But on this Codex Supplement version of him, he has the Leadbelcher chain guard. So I'm just going to follow along with this guide as best as I can. I'm not going to do that hazard striping on the servo skull. I would have to freehand that, and I don't have little tiny strips of tape, and I'm not going to buy tape for one servo skull. Maybe if I was doing an Iron Warriors army, I would have invested in something like that. But since I'm only going to be doing this, he's just going to get a Mephiston red power cable instead of that hazard striping cable. The cloak, I have it in my garage ready to be airbrushed. I'm gonna try and do an airbrush front and back to maybe keep the coats even, and maybe even be able to create like a natural shade. I've seen a technique like that on YouTube, and I want to give it a shot. But yeah, that's where the mini's at right now. I'm going to paint tonight. I'm recording this in the afternoon, and tonight when I get my painting session in after my kids go to sleep, I'm gonna put down all the retributor gold, and he should be like 90% done. Maybe there's just a few things that'll be left to do, because remember, I paint my Achilles gold, so his little ornaments will be gold as well. And after that, the white rope and the skull, and he should be ready to be based up from there. So I'm thinking one more painting session, and if not, like after this painting session tonight, then just maybe like a little half-hour painting session on the next day. So yeah, I foresee maybe 2 more days until this guy's complete and ready to be put with the rest of the combat patrol. And then I could have that big session where I base all my minis. Like I said in a previous video, just going to put Astro Granite down, the technical, and then from there I will maybe like dry brush like a lighter shade. And I don't have any of those grass tufts to put in, but maybe at a later date I can put them down. So the combat patrol will be done, and I am already considering buying the Deathwing Knights box. I don't know if those are still like playable with the current edition or going into the next edition. Either way, I still want a unit of those guys. And so let me get back to the gameplay here. This was a normal mode stratagem, weekly for the 150, so it's not really that hard, especially since we're going up against Tyranids on a chaos map. And Tyranids, I would say they're generally easier to handle. They can chip you down, but as far as like when I go against chaos, those new warp entities or the chaos horrors or whatever they're called, those guys really got my ticket. I still haven't really gotten their moveset down or their tells, so I can get overwhelmed by them. But when it comes to Tyranids, there was so many maps in the train run, and also the mission where you light everything on fire at the end. I'm not sure if that one's called Termination or something like that, but yeah, this map it goes by pretty fast. This game session goes by pretty fast, so there's not too much to comment on. My gameplay is middling today. I could tell. You're gonna see that I'm not very ammo efficient, and for some reason I was just all over the place with the Omnissiah Axe. I felt like it had more arcing attacks, and you'll see there are times where I was going into the rush unnecessarily, or I was just doing the vertical chop over and over again, and so I wasn't proud of that gameplay. Now this is the heroic version of it, so it does have a pretty fast swing speed and a fencing window. So I like the faster swing speed. That's why I like the power sword and the fencing power sword, because it has that faster swing speed. That being said, it's just familiarity. It's a new weapon, new class, new everything. So I'm a little slow on the uptake when it comes to things like that. And in the mission, there's not really any point in the map where I go down or get overwhelmed. So there's nothing too exciting. I must admit, it's a pretty standard gameplay, especially when you have teammates that are on board and they know what they're doing, and they're probably clearing objectives before you can even get to them. It just makes the map go by that fast. So my next video, I will try to up the challenge a little bit and do the hard mode weekly challenge for the requisition points. That way I have enough to unlock a new weapon this week, and I could get video of that happen. So yeah, in the middle of this map, you'll see I do fall behind a little bit, and then towards the end, during the boss fight, there's going to be a moment where I'm standing right next to the symbol, the console to activate the next symbol, and I completely overlook it. And damn it, I hate getting ran over by those things. But I completely overlooked the symbol. It was right next to me, and I run to the middle of the boss room and help kill some enemies as I'm looking for the symbol, and I realized too late that I was right next to it there. So aside from that hiccup, the boss fight is really smooth. You know, I'm using the servo gun, you know, to clear out gaunts and other enemies like that. It may not look like it now, but later on in the footage, I'm gonna like realize that I should be activating the servo more. So I do. Yeah. So bear with me. Hope you stick around to the very end. You know, feed the algorithm. Give me those good cookie points for Google. And other than that, you know, I hope to catch you in the next one. I will have more updates on my Captain and Gravis Armor. And when I buy new minis, I can't wait to share that information with you as well. So, see you later.
Ignobility index too high. Seeking another candidate. Evaluating sarcophagus. Interred remains slumber in peaceful rest. Subject does not meet required parameters. Restarting search.
Active camouflage charged.
Only in death does a faithful servant find rest. Initializing scan. These bones may continue to rest. Scanning elsewhere.
Again wounded. Suppress them.
Faithful bones lie in perpetual grace, the slumber promised to all. Browsing catafalque. Rejoice. Canonization period has been exceeded by 11 decades. Proceed with reinterment, Minister.
By the machine god's will, let it be done. This tomb's rest ends. Consecration seals unbound. We shall honor the service of this tomb's inhabitants.
They shall not.
Restoring sentry to battle-ready status. Waiting on you. Safely in possession.
Taking legacy. Prepare yourselves.
A demon engine of the wolves.
That Helldrake has us in its sights.
The foul beast goads us. By By the primer, the demon engine shall be dispatched.
Brother, adjust your ocular module. I can restore this sentry to operational status.
Cast loud.
Silence the enemies before they request backup. Inserting fresh magazines. Activating tarantula sentry gun. Cycling cartridges. Avoid its infernal flame. Get clear of the fire. Balefire sears body and spirit. It divides us with balefire barriers. Our Earth had stalled the Thousand Suns advance. This tarantula is balefire incoming. Warplane incoming. The air will roar with bolters and the death cries of foul demon worship. Repurposing battlefield sentry.
Avenging angel. Balefire incoming.
Put anything between yourselves and the Helldrake's attack. Lights at the ready. Cassidy wounded. Just keep coming.
Avoid its infernal flames.
Eyes on the attack, brothers. Anybody have dermal regenerants? If only we could say the peril is behind us. Replenishing ordnance.
The Ecclesiarchy must be churning with rage at their cathedral despoiled by that war.
This sanctum is profaned by dark energies. Please perform cleansing rites.
Guide our hand to reclaim what is profaned.
Saint Lankai's chosen relics radiate a pristine aura.
The glass tapestry reveals St. Lankai's symbols.
Praise be to the Omnissiah. Interact with corresponding sigil to perform cleanse.
St. Lankai bestowed us with a miracle.
Cleansing rites successful. Your gaze tales will be immortalized in the archives.
Now, onto the Helldrake.
Medical cache, on me.
The Helldrake will die to defend the warp beacon. Choose your shots wisely. Its warp-twisted plating is incredibly strong. Gravis, let us fell this abomination like a beast of odor!
For the Emperor, for the Omnissiah.
The Imperium of Man demands we break the demon engine and the chaos aberration it protects.
Oh, St. Lanka, reveal your sigils of purgation. Luke, evade its desperate barrage! A match! Let us hope the Saints' relic deliver. Strike now before it regains strength.
Take cover, brothers!
In dark times, the light of the Imperium radiates hope. I do not think my bolts so much as annoy the beast.
The Helldrake lashes out at us.
Gaze upon the glass.
Diagnostics complete.
Emilio likes
Result,
folk ready.
toxins. Let us hope the Saints' relics work.
The Helldrake's resilience is shattered. The Helldrake makes war against us.
Invoke the Arsenal of St. Lankai.
Silver harness gun available. Loathsome heretics. They shall soon be destroyed. Evade its desperate barrage. The relics of St. Lankai have... That last shot was all